All right, today we're diving into something pretty wild, a new ebook marketplace called Mixcash.com. And let me tell you, it's built on a promise that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. Yeah, you heard that right. Access to infinite ebooks. We're not talking about a huge library or millions of books. They're claiming infinite. That's a really bold claim, right? Almost sounds impossible.
So the big question is, how on earth is that even possible? How can a company seriously offer an infinite number of books? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. Let's get into it.
Okay, so when you first land on Mixcash.com, it looks pretty normal, like any other online bookstore. It's a marketplace where you can browse and buy ebooks covering all sorts of stuff, from fiction to some really specific nonfiction.
But here's the thing. If you check out their current library, they've got just over 12,000 books. Now, that's a decent collection, don't get me wrong, but it's a long, long way from infinite. So you know something else has to be going on under the hood.
And you start to get a few clues when you actually browse the titles. You see some really, really specific books. I'm talking A History of Tick-Borne Illnesses or Native Plants of Comoros. I mean, these aren't exactly your typical airport bestsellers, which kind of hints that maybe these books are being created in a totally different way. They also have a subscription service, kind of like a Netflix for books. It's called Mixcash Total Access, and for about $12 a month, you get unlimited access to pretty much their whole library. And you're going to want to remember that part, because this subscription is a huge piece of the puzzle.
All right, it's time for the big reveal. Let's pull back the curtain and see what the secret sauce is here. This is where we finally figure out what's really going on.
So, here's the twist. The library isn't literally infinite right now. What they're actually claiming is that they have an infinite potential library. So what does that even mean? How can you have infinite potential?
The answer is something they call AI book writing agents. This is the engine behind the whole operation. It's a powerful AI that can write brand new books from scratch, on demand, based on nothing more than a suggestion from a user.
And the process for you, the user, is super simple. Step 1, you suggest a book idea. Totally free. Step 2, Mixcash reviews and approves it. Step 3, their AI just writes the book and publishes it. And boom, Step 4, you can read the book that came from your idea, and get this, you actually make money if it sells.
So this whole system creates two really different ways for people to get involved. You can be a traditional author, or you can take on this new role they're calling a suggester.
Let's break down the difference. On one side, you've got the classic author. You write your own book, you upload it, you set the price, and you walk away with a pretty sweet 85% of every sale. On the other side, you're a suggester. All you do is provide the idea. The AI handles all the writing, and then you split the profits right down the middle, 50-50 with Mixcash.
And if you think about it, the deal for being a suggester is pretty compelling. You don't have to write anything at all. It costs you nothing to start. Plus, you actually get credited as a co-author on the book, and then you can just sit back and earn passive income if people buy it. Not bad for just having a good idea, right?
Okay, let's follow the money. How does this all shake out financially for the people creating the content? Let's look at those revenue splits.
First up, the traditional authors. If you write it, you sell it, you keep 85% of the sale price. And just to be clear, that is a really, really competitive rate in the publishing world today. Now, for the suggesters, if the AI writes the book based on your idea, it's a clean 50-50 split. Mixcash takes half because, well, their AI did all the work of writing and publishing, and you get the other half just for sparking the idea in the first place. Let's make this super concrete with an example. Imagine a book sells for $15. If you wrote and uploaded that book, you'd pocket $12.45. Nice. Now, if you just suggested that same book and the AI wrote it, you'd still get $7.50 from that sale. That's for literally zero writing effort. Oh, and here's a nice little detail they've included. You know those annoying payment processing fees? Well, on Mixcash, the buyer pays that. It gets added on at checkout. And why does that matter? It means that fee doesn't get taken out of your cut, which is pretty great. All right, let's step back for a second and look at the big picture here. What does a platform like this even mean for the future of books? Is this just a weird little experiment, or are we actually getting a peek at what the future of publishing might look like? This quote from the company really says it all. Their goal isn't to replace human writers with AI. They see it as a place where books from humans, books from AI, and even books that are a mix of both can all live together. And that's actually where the name comes from, right? Mixcash. It's a cache of mixed creation methods.
And all of this leaves us with a huge, kind of mind-bending question to chew on. When you can create a book on demand, just with an idea, who's the author? Is it the person or the AI that puts the words on the page, or is it the person who had that initial creative spark? Platforms like Mixcash are making that question more relevant than ever. Lots to think about.